iHeartMedia, and Fox Sports. This week's roll call, following LEOs, we have four to tell you about. We're going to start off first with Deputy Sheriff Taib Michael Brown, Crisp County Sheriff's Office in Georgia. He was 26 years old, had a tour of 10 months. Deputy Brown was shot and killed after stopping a stolen vehicle. The subject shot Deputy Brown during the traffic stop and then stole his patrol car. Other deputies pursued the vehicle through multiple counties before the man was taken into custody. Deputy Brown was transported to the hospital where he died from his wounds. The subject was charged with malice murder, felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, theft by receiving stolen property, carjacking, 3 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, 3 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and 2 counts of theft by taking. Deputy Brown was a military veteran, had served with the Crisp County Sheriff's Office for 10 months. He's survived by his parents and grandparents. Wow, what a story. Then we have Detective Delbert Phipps Jr., Virgin Island Police Department, Virgin Islands, 42 years old, had a tour of 7 years. He was shot and killed when he and other officers responded to an armed subject in and around the hospital grounds. As the officers arrived, they encountered a subject wearing a ballistics vest, armed with a semi-automatic rifle. The man opened fire on the officers, shot Detective Phipps during the ensuing shootout. The subject was also wounded and taken into custody. Phipps obviously was transported to the hospital medical center where he died from his wounds. The man had been arrested for unrelated murder several months earlier and was taken out on bond at the time that he murdered Detective Phipps. Phipps had served with the Virginia Islands Police Department for 7 years. And then we move on to Sergeant Heather Glenn, Tell City Police Department in Indiana. She was 47 years old, had a tour of 20 years. She was shot and killed while attempting to arrest a subject at another hospital. This is crazy. Sergeant Glenn was investigating a domestic violence incident involving an injured woman who was being treated at the hospital. When the woman notified that the subject was arriving at the hospital, Sergeant Glenn and other officers from Tell City Police Department, Perry County Sheriff's Office, and Kennelton Police Department responded. The subject resisted arrest, and despite using electronic control weapons, that would be a taser, Sergeant Glenn could not subdue the man. The subject pulled out a gun and fatally shot Sergeant Glenn. Other officers returned fire and killed the subject. Glenn had served with the Tell City Police Department for 20 years. And then we have Police Officer Carlos Taylor, Montgomery Police Department in Alabama, 29 years old, tour of 2 years. He had succumbed to succumbed to complications of injuries sustained in a vehicle crash in 2017. He was responding to needs assistance call of other officers pursuing 2 men with a gun. He was traveling north on the road in an unmarked patrol car. When he attempted to avoid hitting another vehicle, his car crossed into another lane and collided with another vehicle. He suffered traumatic injury to his brainstem that resulted in him being quadriplegic and unable to verbally communicate. He remained under constant care until succumbing to his injuries on June 30th of this year. Officer Taylor had served with the Montgomery County Police Department for 2 years. Certainly, each and every one of these a tragedy. Our heart, thoughts, prayers, and thoughts go out to them, their family, their units, and the community in which they serve. Life is fragile. Support the Thin Blue Line.